Okay, number 15. We have reached 15. This is a special one. This is definitely going to be a special ranking. It's of a band that I used to talk a lot of shit on. But in the recent last few years or so, I listened to this band more and more and gotten a more of appreciation for them. Which that band is Cradle of Filth, which I'm going to be ranking their 12 studio albums today, which is a huge discography. There's one album that's it's not that good. Like, it's not bad, but it's not good. I rank it 4 out of 10, which is not really a high ranking, but started off with the number 12, or The Manticore and the Other Horrors, which is their 2012 album. There's not really much to like about this album. It's more of a boring, laid back, like less of the death metal, black metal vocals in the album. It has the screams, which is pretty cool. His high pitch vocal that goes into random points of the song or to give it harmonic. It kind of comes in at the wrong times. Yeah, there's really nothing to like about this album. And then let's go to number 11, or my second least favorite. This is actually an 8 out of 10, which is, I actually own a copy of this album, which is the Principle of Evil Made Flesh, their first release. I spent a long time trying to find a copy of this on CD. It's just like normal black metal. It's just black metal. As you would know, their discography changed after a few albums after this of the black metal. They changed into more of a gothic style with death metal and black metal mixed into it. This album shows it didn't age well. It was good it's actually a pretty damn good album for black metal, but for what they went for later on, the later on ones are way better. The Black Goddess Rises is probably the best one on here. It has the gothic feel to it. It's okay. Then number 10 is a newer, or so-called newer album, which is Damnation in a Day. Way too damn long. That's what I have to say about this album. Way too damn long. It, like, I know what they were going. They did it good with the whole gothic feel, but it's just so damn long. It's way too long. They should have definitely shortened the album. That's the only gripe I have about it. It's an 8 out of 10, by the way. It's the only gripe I have about it is it's way too damn long, and some of the guitars are awesome on here. It's just I don't like to sit through 17 tracks like this album has. It's 17 tracks, mostly all of them are full length. It just feels like it drags too much. So yeah, that's the only thing bad about it. The best one on here is Better to Rain in Hell. And yeah, that's the best song on here is Better to Rain in Hell. That goes with ones, and then the number 9 is one I don't have because it's one of their newer albums. Hammer of the Witches, I think it is. Yeah, Hammer of the Witches. Thing is with this album is nothing bad about it. It's a 9 out of 10. Yeah, I put it at 9 out of 10. The whole thing with it is nothing. There's nothing wrong with it. It kind of gets slow in some places. It sounds like newer Cradle of Filth, which I'm not a big fan of where they went with the newer stuff. I kind of like the middle of the discography more. Best one on here is Onward Christian Soldiers, and yeah, that's the best one on here. And I haven't listened to it that much. I've listened to it once before. Next one is number 8, or their newest one, Cryptoriana. I think Cryptoriana. The Seductiveness of Decay. Vengeful Spirit is a good one. This is 9 out of 10 again. It's one of their newer albums. The atmosphere's there. Everything's there. It's just, well, too clean, in my opinion. Way too clean for a 10 out of 10 Cradle of Filth album. It has to be kind of nasty and grimy and weird for me to say like it. And then, is it number 7? Number 7 on the Cradle of Filth discography, or my seventh favorite album of Cradle of Filth, would probably be the second album, Dusk and Her Embrace. This is like a black metal album, but it aged a lot better. Dusk and Her Embrace is awesome. Funeral and Capathia, awesome. A Gothic Romance, Red Roses for the Devil's Whore, great song. This is still a 9 out of 10. It was a start to their whole cool gothic feel. It started a little bit more on the gothic side. It's where they started to find their sound and hone into that screaming vocal that he does that makes everything better. And the black metal guitars just add a whole new influence to this album. This album is nothing like its prior album and the album after it. It's nothing like any of the other albums in the Cradle of Filth discography, and it's quite a fresh listen. Then we go to number 6, or the 6th best Cradle of Filth album, which is Cruelty and the Beast. They're one right after Dusk and Her Embrace. Same thing with this one. Not same thing. This one actually more honed into the sound that they were going for, and actually has amazing songs on it, like Once Upon Atrocity is the opener. It gives it a whole interlude into the carnage that's about to take place. Amazing stuff. And there's a Hollow Be Thy Name cover on the special editions, like the Iron Maiden cover. Cruelty brought the Orchids, I think. God, I'm butchering this. Desire and Violent Overture, which is cool. There's a lot of cool stuff on this album. Check this one out. If you haven't checked out this discography, this is a good one to start with. I started with this one. Yeah. Then we go to number 5, or the top 5, which is still a 9 out of 10, which is kind of weird. Which that one would be Midian. I would rank Midian at number 5. Cthulhu Dawn is cool. Saffron's Curse. Her Ghost in the Fog, one of my favorite Cradle songs. My hair keeps getting in the way, and it's not very good today. I'm having a bad hair day. Tortured Soul Asylum. There's some cool ones on here. Lord Abortion, pretty cool song as well. It just adds to more. It's the one right after Cruelty and the Beast, and it just adds more to the sound that comes later, which the later albums are right here. Next one I have on CD, I have every other one except the one that's on number 2, which I kind of want to get that one now, since I first listened to it. When it gets number 2 on a first listen, you know it's pretty damn good. Um, the last 9 out of 10. Godspeed and the Devil's Thunder at number 4. Oh my God, where to start about this one? The Death of Love, the best song that I think Cradle has ever done. Honey and Sulphur, pretty good. 10 Leagues Beneath Concept, Godspeed and the Devil's Thunder. Shat Out of Hell. Just has the whole gothic feel to it. More gothic than the more gothic than actually death metal and black metal, which quite fits them more than the black metal feel. Yeah, what else to say about it? Just a crazy album by one of the best bands that ever existed. Yeah. And this one's actually gonna piss people off for being right here. You'd expect something else to be right here, but this one's gonna piss a lot of people off by being number 3, which is gonna be really crazy to hear about what people's gripes are about in the comments section. With number 3 is a Nymphetamine, sorry, Gilded Cunt, the best song on here. Nemesis, Gabrielle, Nymphetamine Overdose, then Nymphetamine Fix is on here as well. Coffin Fodder, English Fire, everything on here is just perfect in every goddamn way. But the 2 albums that are above this definitely outdo this one on being way better at the gothic feel. This one is where they completely went full gothic on it and put every ounce of that into this album. It is about an hour long. It's an hour long of pure awesome metal, extreme metal, filth metal. I'm just gonna dub it here. These guys created a whole new genre with what they did. What they did is they created a whole new genre with these albums that are up top. And number 2, I don't have this one. I'm gonna have to go and find it. You're gonna be mad about this one. Darkly, Venus Aversa at number 2. Their 2010 release. Just amazing. They have, I think it's the more keyboard type aspect and whole just doom feeling to this album. It just gives it a whole new aspect into what they were going for. What they were going for was make one of the most evil sounding albums ever, and they did it. The bonus tracks are cool too. And then the Spawn of Love and War, which is cool. And there's nothing else to say about this album. I got everything out in the prior albums. It's just like their prior albums, but 10 times better. And that goes with number 1. You probably already know what number 1 is if you are familiar with this band. If you're not, this is an album to start out with and get a good feel with, which is number 1, Pornography. My favorite Cradle of Filth album, and I think their peak performance. Their peak of all time. The Photos of a New Day Kicking is probably the best one on here, with Temptation being a good second, and Dirge Inferno, Tonight in Flames. If any of these are interludes, they're great. The interludes on this band's interludes are 10 times better than their songs half the time, which gives a good aspect into what the next song is going to be like. Cemetery at Sundown, Lovesick for Mino, which is awesome. Everything on here is just kick-ass. This is a kick-ass album from a kick-ass band, and I enjoy every second of this album. And that's it. Another video that I've put out in a couple of days because of this stupid ass virus that's going around. I don't get the panic behind this. I'm going off. I'm going to be doing an easy band next to do. A band that I've listened to since I was a kid and discovered their album like right after I did Overkill, which is Municipal Waste, which I kind of want to do a Municipal Waste album ranking. And after that, I'm going to try to do a black metal ranking, Carpathian Forest, which is wildly weird to think of. Metal discussion going to be going up on Monday. I'm going to be doing a metal discussion of metal albums to listen to by the time the coronavirus epidemic's over. I just gotta feed off of that. Like, I know other YouTubers have decided to do music albums to listen to while you wait out the virus. I will be doing that. I will be doing death metal albums to no, not death metal albums to get into for certain metal feel, or how to get into metal in general. Stay tuned for that. And then 16 minutes. 16 minutes this video is. And sorry for all the stuttering. If you make it to this point, the stuttering was just me tripping over words like I usually do. I'm really bad. I'm really bad at doing videos with the albums that I'm trying to explain but don't know how to explain them. So, yeah, it's it. That's it. 17 minutes this video is. I'll see you in the next video, which will be up on Monday.